People of the internet, it seems a former Rogansphere fan has finally seen the light and realized that they are all a bunch of hacks, fake comedians, and their downfall is imminent. And we're going to learn all about it today in Billy's video, From Comedian to Complete Hack, the downfall of comedy podcasts. Here we go.
All right. I have always been a very big fan of comedy, from Joe Rogan's early episodes to Bad Friends to Flagrant 2 when they were still in the old studio. I really loved comedy. Now it doesn't feel like there's anything comedic about any of the shows that I used to watch now. I have been watching Flagrant for a while, since before they moved into the new studio. The name of the fucking podcast is literally Flagrant. And so they would say some pretty wild shit.
I don't want the world to fuck my daughter, but I have to accept that the world is allowed to fuck her when she turns 18.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I have to accept that. It's not my pussy no more. At 18, that's my daughter's pussy.
I never even knew he said this. I don't watch the show. Didn't watch it back then. But here's the thing, right? I think a lot of y'all want to talk about some very dark, fucked up things. And you want to make jokes for it and cover it with words like dark humor, or say you're just too sensitive, or you're just too woke. No. There are just some things that never need to be brought up, mentioned, or said. This being one of them. And it doesn't mean I'm woke and like, I get it. People like hearing really crazy things because everything is controlled and society is dictated and we have to obey it. And we can't say certain things or our reputation is ruined. But let me tell you something. Some of these people do and say some of the craziest, sickest, most vile shit. And they cover it up because they're playing a character. Or it's comedy. But I don't know how you support this. The phrase he is using when referring to his daughter's nether regions is something to say someone you're hooking up with in a relationship with. I just don't know. Look, the world's full of different people. But there's just some things I think that most people would get, and maybe that's the problem, because everybody thinks they have the things that most people would get. Maybe this is just beyond me. But this makes me look at him so much different. And it's not, if you disagree with me about this, okay. But let me bring up something that is like, how the fuck do you do this? It is a very incredibly risky thing to say. But to go on a successful podcast that will be seen by hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. And to say that on camera, that's next level. You know, it's next level. And it's crazy because all these comedy, like this comedy scene and the comedy content creator scene, it's all really weird. And there's a lot of darkness, like some serious darkness in this. And the fans take everything so seriously. Like they're defending their honor and the honor of their family and their future bloodline. They protect these guys. And you come at me whenever I point something out like, hey, you're getting scammed. Like, wow, that's crazy. Like these people all seem perfect and they never admit they're wrong when we all know we're all failed humans. And you come and you try and come into the comments and you try to make the video look bad and me bad. And it doesn't. And I don't know why, honestly, why you defend stuff like this and then come and silence anybody that speaks against you. I don't know why you would do that when these people will say things like this. This is... There's just a lot wrong with that.
It's not my pussy.
It's my pussy until she's 18, bro.
Oh my God.
What? Yo, hold up.
But as most, comedians think fucking Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer, as they grow and get bigger, their ethics seem to kind of shift. They seem to be more interested in the actual money generated by the podcast versus the ethics that got them to this point. Case in point,
I want to say, listen to him. This is a former fan. And I can tell you from my own experience that people will love you or they will hate you. Right? And the Rogansphere faces the same thing. And none of us are right or wrong. We just have opinions. And we base those opinions off of how we were raised, who we were raised around, what we were raised with, and our societies and our cities, our neighborhoods, the cultures we're born into. Right? So really, at the end of the day, whether you like them or not, I don't give a fuck. And that's your decision. But it's also our decision to make fun of it. And to pick who we side with, what we like and dislike about the others. That's just something that humans do. So we can put our taste aside. But one thing that I will tell you, amongst all fans, amongst people in general, whether they're working for somebody, whether they're a fan of something, right? You can see when people are shady and cheating you. We are creatures that are born to survive, survival of the fittest. Our senses are wired for things like that. Now, they may have been dumbed down a little bit more over time, but we can sense it. And I always told you about the Rogansphere. You can like him. You can agree with me or disagree with me. It's not hate. It's just an opinion, just like yours is an opinion. But people know when they are getting scammed. And I always told you they would eventually see it. And a lot of the times the question is, how long do they pretend it's okay before they stop letting it happen to them? And money changes everything. On top of the fact that we're just not perfect people. So I guess you pick your side and you make fun of shit.
The interview with Donald Trump, with Schultz kind of coming out and, having that weird rant talking about how we didn't really contribute to his power, to him getting elected. But at that same point, if we're so powerful, why would you want to ostracize us and push us out when we have the power to maybe elect the people that you want.
What's up, everybody? Apparently, we ruined America. You know, we were trying to hold the person in power, President Trump, accountable for not fulfilling some of his promises, and that was foolish, man. If you actually care about what's happening in the country, maybe you would want to talk to some different people, and maybe you would hope to build a coalition and move some votes back over to the Democrats if you think that they have a better idea for America. But obviously, that's not what you want. But God forbid we shine a light on the people who...
You know what I'm getting a lot of? You talked to him, you platformed him, as if he was at 0%. And then we talked to him, and then he won the election.
Here's the thing. I think fans have to recognize things, right? And there's got to be some, like, boundaries that need. I think the internet has made monsters out of people. And people think they deserve more than they're entitled to. You can support these people, but it's just like you give them your money and they give you a product. Right? And you have to accept that. And then the next time they have a special out, you give them money, you give them a product, it's not as good. You don't buy that product again. Because as much as I don't think Andrew Schultz's whole shtick is great, and I'm not a fan of his, just because something is written in the comments, just because something is ratioed, doesn't mean it's right. It's just your opinion. And a lot of times, most people don't say anything at all. We're all just being judged by who has the most power or who has the most people on their side. I can't not be fair to Andrew. As much as I think that, yeah, it sucks. It really sucks when somebody you like changes. It really does. But that's not their problem. That's their life. That's, they can't help it. They don't know who you are. They couldn't have known what your expectations were for them. It's just life. If you don't like him, stop listening to him. When Joe Rogan changed, I just stopped listening to him. I didn't take it seriously. You may think that because I have a YouTube channel, but from day one, I'm always making fun of shit, having a good time, laughing, giving you entertainment. And that makes me happy because it's fun. And then, and then it makes you guys happy because you either get to shit on me or you enjoy it. I think those are the only two options in my world. There's no in between for me. But I don't see why you get so hurt, so wrapped up. And maybe it is because the internet is basically all we've got now. It's everywhere. It consumes us. It obsesses us. But I just don't think you can take life seriously. I just do not think you could take life seriously. I think there are times in life, right, where things get serious. But just my opinion, the overall general feeling about life is don't take it too serious. Because it's going to hurt you. It's going to disappoint you. It's going to break you into a million pieces. It's going to wake you up in the middle of the night and make you feel so unworthy, so ashamed of who you are. It's going to sit and control your brain endlessly all day with anxiety and fear and dread, knowing that it knows that most of it isn't going to happen, but it still likes torturing you. And the less you can take all of that shit up here and all of the disappointment in the world, I think you can better enjoy stuff. You know? I keep my world small now. And I keep it focused on the things that truly make me happy. And I feel a lot better. I know that situations are going to come. And knowing that situations are going to come, I take them less seriously because I know most of the time I will overcome them. And I've had some crazy shit this year. But whatever your opinion, love or hate me, we were born not to impress everybody, so that's okay. But I just want to tell you, don't be so serious. And don't defend these people. Don't go out and attack people and do crazy things to get back at these people, because these people that you're defending, it's not going to ruin their life. It's going to ruin yours. And you have to admit something else. A lot of these guys are just simply entertainers. Whether bad or good in your opinion, they're simply entertainers. And I'm not saying disagree, because I'm going to be here disagreeing all the time. And just like you saw earlier, Andrew Schultz just said something that took what I thought of that man from here to like, don't fuck with him. Right? But don't take things so seriously. And like, honestly, don't think they owe you anything, or don't believe that you deserve something from him. And it's not because I disagree with that. I mean, we could argue about products and services all day. But the reason is because it's just going to be another disappointment that the world shows you. Because most of the time, 99.9% of the time, that is the case. They're living their own lives. I'm sure they're grateful that you supported them and give them the very luxurious life. But that's it. You bought a product, you use it, that's it. If it's got a warranty, right? Return policy. And I made this big long rant because maybe somebody needed to hear it. Maybe somebody could realize that we're not perfect, and it's okay. It's okay to feel that way. And you're valid in your feelings. But the sooner you can distance yourself from that stuff and just weird expectations from other people that will never happen most of the time, and know that everybody's allowed to feel that way, the way they want, right? And you focus on you, life gets so much better. And I'm not saying it's easy, because I'm still not there, and it took me a real long time to get over myself. Just a little bit. And then year after year, I try to chip away a little bit more. Because it's not just us regular people that get in trouble for taking ourselves too serious. It's in fact why this guy is making this video. Don't take yourself too serious.
That's lame as fuck. You had the most powerful man in the world at the time, and you put him on your podcast. You didn't ask any hard questions. You kind of let him navigate the whole conversation. You didn't do any research. You didn't do really anything other than just kind of let him do his, his little spiel. And now it just feels like everybody is just kind of a shill. Flagrant will have Donald Trump on their podcast and not ask him any flagrant questions. Joe Rogan will have a conspiracy theorist on and won't challenge him at all. Bad Friends will have, well, honestly, Bad Friends is doing fine. I was told that moving to Austin and the connections with Joe Rogan would help build this comedy scene back to what it used to be, back to the glory days, back to the golden era. Now it just feels like it's just a bunch of dog shit and like ad placements. It feels like the only reason the guests are put on is not because they're interesting, but because they are big names. I thought this was supposed to be a comedy podcast. This isn't Club Shay Shay. This isn't celebrities having conversations with celebrities. Well, at least it's not what it's supposed to be. But now that's obviously what all of them have turned into. At least we still have, like, Stavros and Shane and Matt. But other than those three, there's not really any comedians. I mean, I guess Ralph Balboza is pretty funny. Worst culprit of it, even beyond anything that Flagrant has ever done, fucking kill Tony, man. Do you remember?
I told you guys, I was not wrong. And this is what happens when you take things too serious, right? And you can see it with Joe Rogan. They took themselves too serious, and who they presented themselves as, they began to distance themselves, and people notice. And I don't know if you've got $1 billion, if that's even a fucking thing you give a fuck about. I don't know. But there seems to be a common theme among people that that's something they don't like. But I could argue the internet is a big platform for everybody to present themselves as people they really aren't. So we're all just a fucking giant spider, man meme. Isn't that funny? The problem is we all have our wants, desires, and opinions, and we all think everybody else should fucking think the same. And the battle of life is constantly realizing that people don't, and they're willing to fight you to the death for it. Dude, world's cruel. The world is cruel, bro.
Remember when Kill Tony used to be funny? Do you remember when the bucket pulls used to be something that you couldn't predict? Now it's so sterile, it's so ironed out. Tony has literally turned this into a production. It's a play. It's a play. It's not a show anymore. It's not a comedy podcast. It's a comedy play. So yeah, it's been really disappointing seeing the comedy scene kind of take such a drastic dive into something that's not comedy.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, how the world doth turn. Boy, oh boy. I could think back to several videos where if I say something about a particular comedian or a TV show or some obscure person who thinks he runs the world, y'all call me everything under the sun. Every single thing under the sun. And you try to get at me in every single way possible. And I just sit back and watch the analytics and laugh, knowing that one day y'all will eat the words that you said. The time is coming, Judgment Day, and all of y'all will be proven wrong because the fans are turning. And I don't need to convince all the people that aren't fans. We already know. But when one come, many follow after. The truth is, people don't like fake people. People don't like fake people. But people accept fake people and don't say anything. It's the people that are honest. The people that say what they think despite all the other stuff. Those are the people that get hated on. And generally some stupid ass people too. Like I can't just the percentages, you can't just give it all to one thing, right? There's a lot of general dislike that people agree on too. But let's just say people don't like it when you speak the truth because it offends them because they're too busy covering up and faking it with the rest of the people. But you can only do that for so long, and you can only be taken advantage of for so long. And I think the Rogansphere has milked your little cow udders dry. And maybe there's a couple million of you. It's a lot of people. There's a couple million of you still with some moisture at the tips of your udder. But I think that number is getting bigger and bigger every day. The number of people who no longer want their udders milked. And don't worry, I believe in forgiveness in certain cases. In this case, you don't have to apologize, but just come on home. Come on home to these welcoming arms. You don't even have to say you're sorry. That's how cool I am.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
There it is, folks. It's just a real beautiful thing to see. Just a real beautiful, beautiful thing to see. The truth shall prevail, my friends. And I don't know what the truth is. But I think if we had a poll, and most of us could agree that not taking advantage of people, scamming people, selling people products that are the exact opposite of what you claim, I think most of us, even the people that do it, would think it's wrong. I think there's some common things we might be able to agree on, but there are no absolutes, so it's kind of a pointless conversation. But you know the thing is, if you would really like to continue it, I'm sure there's a Reddit forum waiting for you with open arms. Boy, Reddit is a shithole. I never really used it, and I tried. Good fucking riddance. That is, I think Reddit is one of the places, the absolute filth, in my opinion, that is, I know we all have different, but the absolute filth of humanity is on Reddit. It's just insane. The parasocial behaviors, the sickness, the just disgusting things, and not to mention just the general weirdos that take that shit serious. Anywho, let me know in the comments. And I'd like to say too, guy did a great job. Great job on the video. And you know what? He had the courage to show his face and talk shit like a man. And I can't fault him, whether he likes me or not, whether I agree with him or not. I will always give you respect when you deserve it. And to stand up, and especially in fucking this super weirdo fucking scene with these people that absolutely lose their shit if you disagree with them. I think that is very brave, and I have to commend him for that and say, way to go. There's a lot of people remain faceless because they don't want to face. You see it. There's so many faceless channels popping up. They all saw the money that Comedy Enforcement Too Lazy to Try and Podcast Cringe could make, because they're not bringing anything original. Those are the guys that created this genre, right? You have to give props because they did. They each built their little way of telling these comedy gossip stories. And you see, because these channels are popping up everywhere. Some of them have multiple channels, and you don't even know it. I could think of a few people that do more than one channel. And these faceless channels, you could talk shit and never be accountable. Unless, like, some experienced people come after you, you know, or little detectives. You may never have to reveal your identity. And I think that's cool. Make your money. But at the same time, you can't claim or like try and act better than the people that actually talk their shit like men and don't hide who they are. It's two different things. And I respect both. I think if you want to make money, maybe I have more than one channel. It'd be great, wouldn't it? You didn't know the whole time and you were loving and comment on me, saying my videos are awesome. Saying, damn, you're awesome and LionMeows sucks. Be quite the funny story now, wouldn't it? But anywho, give this man respect. Go give this video a like. Go subscribe. And have a good day.
Do you like to bang? You don't stay.